Hi, I'm Jeff Goodman and welcome to Scubaverse.com. Earlier today I was speaking with Richard Hyman, an ex-Cousteau diver and founder of Future Frogmen, a non-profit organisation and charity whose aim is to reconnect people with the oceans and nature. Richard, hi. Thank you very much for taking time to talk to us.
Hey, Jeff. It's nice to see you.
We're at the moment showing podcasts from yourself and Future Frogmen. We're showing those on Scubaverse. Can you give us a little bit of background to those and what their aim is?
Background of Future Frogmen?
No, the podcasts that we're showing
sure.
at the moment.
Sure. Well, yeah, it's a good question. We were, and we still continue to do some videos with special guests. It was an idea of how we could educate and spread awareness of various topics associated with the ocean, which is really our mission. And we were having a great time with it, and I was putting some of our great interns to work, helping with the videos. But we knew that there's an awful lot of competition for eyeballs, out there to build an audience. We were actually doing the videos before a live audience, which was fun. And then we would allow questions and answers at the end, which was also fun. And we'll do some more of that. But we thought we could reach more people more effectively through a podcast. It's more convenient. You can listen to it while you're driving, while you're walking, whatever you're doing. And you can also pause it and then pick it back up again very easily an hour later, a day or two later. Whereas with video, it was more cumbersome. So that's what brought us to the podcast.
They're very nice, by the way. I'm enjoying them thoroughly. Future Frogmen, good name. I understand it, being an elderly diver, we were frogmen and all the rest of it. But what brought the name about?
Yeah, it's a funny story. I had written a book named Frogmen, singular, plural as far as frogmen, but anyway, the title of the book is Frogmen. So when we started this initiative, it's born out of about 10 years of mentoring I did and still do with local schools here in Connecticut in the USA. And the schools contacted me and asked me to mentor on marine biology. And I said, I would love to. I'm not a marine biologist, however. And they said, no, we know your background, but would you do this? And this was about 10 years ago. And I said, sure. So I've continued to do that. And what happened along the way is it grew from the middle school level to the high school level and even to the college level. But a friend of mine who is a college coach who works with students that are in high school and they're trying to prepare for college, he asked me if I would mentor her as a favor. And I did that. And this young lady named Hettel, she's on our website, futurefrogmen.org. I sort of challenged Hettel, and this was in the early days. I said, what do you say we take this to a new level? Instead of just, kind of lighter mentoring, let's do something, let's start something. And she liked the idea, and she said, yeah, Richard, let's call it Future Frogmen. She knew I had written the book Frogmen and said, let's call it Future Frogmen. So that's how the name was born. And I'm sensitive about it because although we have a lot of interest from divers on our team as well as in our audience, we do not want to limit it to divers. We're trying to build awareness across everyone for appreciation of the ocean. If you don't understand it, you can't appreciate it, you can't love it. As Captain Cousteau said, protect what you love. But so the frogmen, and then also the word men, oddly enough, or coincidentally enough, our team is predominantly female. At one point, we were all female except for myself. We have brought on a few young men in the last 6 months, I'm happy to say, but we're still majority female. So I was scared of scaring people away because we also value inclusivity. It's one of our core values. We want to include everyone. And by the way, all ages, younger people as well as older people that might be in their career or retirees, lifelong learners. The reality is most of our traction to date has come at the college and university level. And now, thankfully, we're making inroads into the high school level as well. But that's kind of how the name came about. And at least twice I've seriously thought about changing it. But
I think it's a good name.
Yeah,
I quite like that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that, and I get that feedback quite a bit, including from the young people. They're like, "Hey, Richard, we like it. You know, we get it," and they say, yeah, particularly once you understand the backstory, they like it. So I think we're no name is perfect, and I think we're going to stick with it.
Just the thing you said about the number of ladies on your team. I was going to ask you that a bit later. Yeah, looking at your website, it is predominantly ladies. Is there a reason for that, do you think? I mean, what's it? What, men just aren't joining you, or what do you think's the reason?
Yeah, I don't have a great answer. I think that I asked a professor, Dr. Helmuth at Northeastern University, who's on our advisory council. I asked Brian that some time ago, and we were actually sitting there with one of his female graduate students when we had this conversation, and he said that they're experiencing the same thing at the graduate level in his marine sciences program, and it's a bit of a problem because many of the professors are male, but most of the students are female. And I think that is changing. I think you're going to see more female professors in that field. And I think more men are getting involved, certainly with Future Frogmen. I don't know about in the academic world, but we do touch that world pretty closely. So one of the answers I got, which I haven't really analyzed, was that and I don't really like this answer, but that the ladies are more interested in the soft sciences like marine science and marine biology, and the men might be more interested in other. I don't know what the proper term would be, whether it's hard science or what, whether that means physics and chemistry. I don't know, but all I know is I'm coming across incredible young people of both genders.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and the young ladies are well, they're all these young people are very smart, and they give me a lot of energy and a lot of hope for the future.
Fantastic. One of the things that you also mentioned was the name Cousteau, and you've probably been asked this a lot, but I got to cover it anyway. Looking at your bio on your website too, name that jumps out is Cousteau. Can you just give us a little bit of background, how you got involved there?
Sure. Yeah, it's a fun story. Captain Cousteau, back in the early 1970s, was in great trouble business-wise, and he needed help. And there's a headhunting firm, a recruiting firm called Korn Ferry that was given a search to find someone to come in and basically work with Cousteau. So my dad was discovered, and he was approached and met with Cousteau, and he became Captain Jacques Cousteau's partner. And my dad, Fred, ran the organization. His background was perfect because it was in educational television and publishing. And that's what Cousteau did as an educator and really an entertainer through books and television. so my dad was brought in, and it was summertime, and Dad was going to Los Angeles to meet with Cousteau, and he asked me if I wanted to go along. And I had always had summer jobs, but I had some flexibility because this was my own little businesses. And I went along, and that night at dinner, Captain Cousteau asked me if I would help them out and drive a truck from Los Angeles to up northern Saskatchewan, Canada, on an expedition. And I joke when I give presentations, and particularly when I speak with the young people today, I say, I couldn't look under the table at a smartphone and say, where the heck is Saskatchewan? I had no idea. But I said, I just said yes. And that led to, that was a wonderful land-based expedition because finances were tight. A rare land-based expedition was more affordable. And I drove the truck up with a Frenchman named Ivan Giacoletto, and we became very good friends. Truck full of equipment. And that one thing led to another. I was invited back onto the ship as a deckhand. So I was at the bottom of the ladder and did all the horrible grunt work on the ship. Then I worked on my diving and I worked on my photography and was invited back on 2 more expeditions. So I worked my way up the dive ladder.
Amazing opportunity. I think we've all at some point said yes and not know what we're saying yes to, just to make that move. Yeah.